Yeah, what's up for a nightcap? Chill, you know, kick back.
Welcome to the Nightcap. I've got my girls over to talk about plus-size dating. But first, we're going to be talking with a music mogul, a businessman, somebody who's making happen. Okay, you are a busy man. How are you doing it all?
Great question.
You're like, you're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out. But I mean, I don't say take each day as it comes. I plan a year ahead.
Oh, wow.
2 years ahead, if that makes sense.
Really?
Yeah, I like to plan. You can't make everything happen in the same month, but if you plant the seeds, somehow further down the line, they all come together if you're staying on the #1 word, which I like in life, results.
Results. Okay, but I mean, you're in a lot of different industries, right? I mean, you're in the music industry, real estate. Now you're in the tequila industry. Why we got empty glasses here? Come on now. This is the Nightcap, boo-boo. So what is this?
So this is Don Londrés Blanco.
Yes.
The smoothest tasting tequila you will taste in the world. The first tequila where you don't have to hold your nose, you don't need a lime, you don't need to squirm when you put your nose. We worked 2 years
to make sure that
making sure that this was as smooth as the cap closes.
Oh, okay. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
All right, let's see. Just kidding. Oh, wow. That's smooth. That's smooth. I didn't make a face.
No, I told you. I just wanted to see a reaction.
Lime.
I always look for the first reaction, whether you need a chaser, whether you need lime, whether you...
No, this is great.
I worked with the distillers. It's been in their family history. Francisco Gonzalez is the distiller, and him and his family have been in tequila since 1903, and he was the first maker of the first premium tequila that you could actually sip.
Wow. Okay, so when did you decide? Like, how long ago were you like, okay, I'm gonna make a tequila?
Around 2017, I stopped drinking vodka.
Why? You and the toilet became best friends?
No, it just, I discovered tequila some time ago, and I started judging the both of them. And one, you'd be out and be on the upper and be able to party and be out, and then one would be like this and then crash. I could foresee before a buzz. Like I could foresee Post Malone's talent before the rest of the world. It was just the same kind of gut feeling, if that makes sense.
What is this? What is this fortune telling you got going, this gut feeling?
I don't know, I started going around. I request on my rider and on his rider the kind of drink we wanted, what we have all across America. And there was certain parts of Europe didn't have it, certain parts of Australia. The selection was terrible. So in my head, being the entrepreneur I am, and I already wanted to create my own drink. I then got back from the world tour, and 2019, we turned to 2020. 2020, the world shut down.
Yeah.
So we had to finish the second leg of the American tour with 5 dates still remaining. I finally got the first time in so many years to sit down and not have to be moving at 500 miles per hour.
Right.
And I wanted to concentrate on something that was gonna change the world no matter what happened and how long we was on lockdown, no matter how long we was in the pandemic. I wanted to do something on the other side of this that was gonna be different, that people would, when people go outside or when people party or when people get back to life being what it was, I wanted them to experience what luxury tastes like. This is like the Louis Vuitton of tequila.
The Louis Vuitton, Don Londrés.
I
love it. Okay, so as far as the musical aspect of it, how did you get into that? Because that's not what you were in the beginning. So
I moved to America in 2008. I moved to New York, and I was in music. I came with an artist. Like before that, I was in the UK. I was doing real estate. I was doing all different stuff. I left, came to America, and just left everything behind. Left my family, left everything behind me in hopes of becoming who I am today, if that makes sense.
Achieving the American dream.
Achieving the American dream, the best way to put it. Music, I was still doing it for a while, and then I fell out of love of music for a while, and like I started doing other stuff. I went to take a trip in 2014, and a friend of mine at the time had moved from Miami to LA, and then someone that I knew in the UK introduced me to that person. So it was like how the world lines up is crazy. So someone introduced me to this guy. The other guy brought me to a house in Encino, California, where I met who today is Post Malone, Austin Post. So it was a crazy journey. I met him, and of course it wasn't the Post he is today because it was still developing. We had needed to develop and this, that, but as Post always says, Dre saw something in my songs. I'm like, songs, bro. Are you crazy? Like, he's so humble and so modest. That's how he talks. But I saw something, and the same focus I have with this, where I'm like, tunnel vision, like, that's it.
We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, ate and slept. How am I gonna blow up Post Malone?
And had you done any music management before this?
So before that, I managed an artist in the UK that I moved to US with, and I could probably say that was one of my lessons. So if you're at home and you're on a path, sometimes that path can lead you to another path. And it's not the path that you're on that you even know that you're learning that's gonna teach you about the path that you need to have learned. Because you don't know when you're learning, you're just paying to learn, with your time and with money. So I was paying to learn without even knowing I was paying to learn. By the time the Post Malone opportunity came around, I was prepared for the opportunity.
You had learned all your lessons already.
Correct.
So you were ready.
Of any mistakes I made, yes.
And now you've got Post Malone, which is great. You got tours, currently on tour.
We're currently on tour. Don Londrés has been doing all of the after parties for the tour, so people will be in the arena, and then when they finish in the arena watching Post turn up, they then come to an after party that's curated by Don Londrés. You have other artists, Mario, Tyler Yahweh. We've had so many different artists coming out and turning up. It's been crazy.
Okay, well, I want to turn up too, but
like
you also
the after
have
party in
special.
Austin, in Texas, it was insane.
Of course, Texas. We know,
Yo,
we know what
guys,
we're doing.
and you know Post is from Texas, so
Yeah.
you know.
Grapevine.
Yes, Grapevine.
Texas. Well, when we come back, you've got a sneak peek for us with the Reposado coming out in January.
Comes out in January.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to try that out. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We've been talking with Dre London about his new tequila, but I had to bring my girls over, Lena Luxxe and Dr. Viviana Coles, because you've got a drink that hasn't been released yet.
Yes.
The Reposado.
Yes, and you saw earlier that the Blanco
was smooth. It was smooth. I didn't wince.
Not once. And that's what I was trying to explain. It's the smoothest tasting tequila in the world. Also has different aromas, different flavors, but they're both different. You have the Blanco and then you have the Reposado. So the Reposado will be out in January. You'll probably see on your screens right now what the bottle looks like. But we bought a taster for you guys.
Yes,
so
please.
Something special, we can do something special.
I love a sneak peek.
Yeah, seriously, this is special. For the record, folks, Lena doesn't really
drink alcohol.
Drink often.
I'm an extreme lightweight, so.
Yeah, so she's gonna have a sip and she'll be very honest with us.
Notice they didn't say that about me. Okay, all right.
Well, you didn't give us that precursor. Are you gonna be all right?
I'll be okay.
So this is tequila as well?
Yes.
Okay, it smells like tequila.
So this has been distilled
But it's not
for
like the horrifying smell
So
of
this has
tequila.
been distilled. So the Reposado has been distilled for over 6 months with 100% pure agave, 100% pure. Like
good.
there's no added sugars, there's no additives. When you wake up in the morning off of this, you can still go and jog or do your workout. It's not, 100%. No hangover as long as you don't add sugar, because it's all natural sugar, all natural
keto
agave.
friendly?
keto friendly.
It's definitely keto friendly. No, it definitely
Cheers.
is. Cheers.
Salud.
Salud, as they say in Mexico. Salud.
That is really smooth.
Wow.
Really good.
I
Cheers
didn't
to
make a
you.
face.
No, that
Okay,
is
now I'm
good.
impressed.
Cheers.
Now I'm really impressed.
She's really happy.
Told you. Over
No,
2
I make
years.
the ugliest
What?
faces.
This is really good.
She's like, please don't.
I'm gonna
make
have to
this.
get a bottle.
The number one thing, even though the bottle looks beautiful and we've took time and we spent over a year engineering and perfecting the design of the bottle, the one thing that we did not spare on was the 2 years in making it the smoothest tequila. I wanted to make this for women first. Might sound crazy because people hold their noses, they do this, but then they want to take shots. We've evolved from the taking a shot culture.
Yeah.
You can actually sip this
Yeah.
with no chaser, because it's that good. Like this is, like I said, it's the luxury end of tequila. It's premium tequila at its best.
All right, so how much does a bottle like this run me?
So the Blanco is $49.99.
Okay, not bad.
Very
affordable.
Affordable luxury. And the Reposado is $69.99. And the Anejo will be $99.99. That doesn't come out until next summer.
Ooh, you better come back.
Yeah.
You get first dibs on that trip.
Oh no, we will, but
I say cheers to that again.
Cheers.
cheers.
When we come back, we're gonna dive into the dating world.
So like once you start dating as a gordita, como que nobody believes you. Like they don't believe you could go out with some fine ass man. One time I was telling one of my cousins, he was all like, "Does he know how you look like?" Like, nah, bitch. Every time we go out, he closes his eyes.
So we're gonna talk about what it's like dating in different sizes.
In the Latino community, especially, the judgment starts
from day one.
Yeah.
So what size you are, what you're into, what you're doing, what you do on the weekends, how late you stay, and all of that is under the microscope. I think that there's this sense of, wait a minute, if you're bigger, then you're gonna automatically have more trouble dating, and that may not always be the case.
Right. For me, it's like, why does everyone have permission to speak to people that way, or even determine who they're allowed to or not allowed to date?
Social media is giving too much people opinions, when really and truly the main opinion is here in your heart. Are you happy?
Yeah.
Nothing else matters. If you're happy, no matter what size you are, it shouldn't matter.
There seems to be an abundant amount of audacity in today's age. So people tend to take advantage of that audacity and speak their mind, when in reality it's just a reflection of their insecurities.
Yeah.
Wow,
Boom.
so real, bang.
Drink
So
to
real. I'm gonna drink to that one.
For those people
Don Londrés
who,
to that.
the problem is there's people who are watching the social media, they're watching other people who are their sizes or who look like them or come from the same cultures as they do, and they're seeing those negative reactions, and now they're not going to have the courage to put themselves out in that dating pool. So what do we say to them? Like, how do we encourage people to own who they are and be positive in their own bodies?
I think
when
now more than ever, we need to remember that love is really tough to come by. And if you find it, and it doesn't matter where you find it, but if you find it and you, both of you are in a happy, healthy place, that's all that's going to matter ultimately.
Yeah.
Everyone else has their own love lives to deal with. Believe me, as a therapist, I know everybody's dealing with something. They're dealing with something. So you need to find your happiness. And yes, you might have to go through kind of the doors and debut yourselves, but after that, the more secure you are with yourself and your own relationship, people will move on. They'll move on to the next chismes.
And Lena, you've got quite the online presence, and you've had a big body. You've taken it smaller, and you're planning on another surgery. Have you found that being so positive from the very beginning, no matter what size, has helped you know what your standards are and what is good for you in a relationship?
I think over time, I found even more self-love. It just took a period of time. Are we allowed to curse? Can we curse?
Of course.
Okay. It took a period of time for me to ingest that if you're not me, if you're not feeding me, and you're not financing me, then off with your opinions. And once I like externally expressed that, it became so much easier not to live up to other people's expectations. Because who's f***ing me? Me. Who's financing me? Me. Who's feeding me? Me.
I like that.
Otherwise, if you got something to say, here's my PayPal, here's my Cash App, here's my Venmo.
Yeah.
Speak up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. But how is that journey, right? I feel like so many people, finding that self-love is the hardest part in order to really...
talking to the mirror, really and truly. I tell it to people all the time. Look in the mirror and talk to her or him, whoever is in the mirror staring back. Talk to them.
I like that.
If you're not talking to them, if you're not having a relationship with yourself, how do you expect to have a relationship with anybody else?
You're right. Self-confidence is everything.
I love taking nudes, and nobody gets it. It just goes right to me, and I smile, and I'm like, damn.
You got it, bitch. You a bad
That's that
bitch.
girl, yeah. But other people, like, they're so concerned with being validated when they need to
Get their self
validate their own self.
That confidence, though, I feel like you should fake it till you make it. Even if you don't feel confident, just looking in the mirror and saying, you a bad bitch. Even if it, inside you're like,
no, you're right. It's
right?
the same
Like-
thing I was saying earlier about speaking things into existence. About doing
Absolutely,
things.
manifest.
If you're manifesting, if you're confident in yourself and you walk and you talk confident and you're outside confident, who can stop you?
Nobody.
Who? It doesn't matter. No one will stop you if you're confident. So
And studies have even shown that people who smile regularly, they tend to end up feeling happier, even if they're not. That fake it till you make it does work. Now, here's the thing. If you don't really end up feeling it, people are going to see through the cracks. So you need to be doing the work on yourself. And this is what I tell my clients who aren't feeling good about whatever their looks are, whatever that is. I tell them, you need to actively be working on it, or you need to be actively accepting yourself. It has to be one or the other, because that does create relationship issues, especially with dating. We were talking about women who are bigger and how they have trouble sometimes figuring out what kind of person they should be with, what kind of partner they should be with, and if they should be a similar shape or width. It's not about what the other person is thinking. It's about how you feel next to that person. But that should be a personality thing, not necessarily a looks thing, because looks change.
Well,
absolutely.
And just because you, for example, I used to be over 300 pounds. I was 100% that bitch whenever I was that weight. Like, just because your size does not identify you as attractive, non-attractive. And better believe I was pulling all the hoes.
I can't imagine you not confident. I've seen it like, so 300 pounds, not 300 pounds, like congratulations by the way on that too. But like, I can't imagine you not confident. So I agree with you. Like,
it took time. It took time and a divorce. But
All right, well, when we come back, we actually have this couple on TikTok that people cannot believe that they're together because they're two different sizes. Check it out right after the break. Welcome back. I'm here with my friends Lena Luxxe, Dre London, Dr. Viviana Coles. We were talking about how couples can actually be different sizes, but you're judged about whether or not you should both be big, you should both be skinny. If you don't look the same, does it matter? So there's a couple on TikTok actually who's been getting a lot of attention because he is much smaller than she is. And people were hating. She wrote, people telling me I would never find a partner because of my size. And bam!
Found him.
She found him.
Bam.
And it didn't matter. It didn't matter. But she's still getting hate.
Why?
It's like the hate doesn't end.
Why?
Let me tell you a little bit about the hate, because I have a lot of clients who are dating, and one of the issues that women who are bigger have said, because they're bigger, that they have to worry about people fetishizing them.
Ooh.
And that becomes a big problem, and that's something to overcome. And for some people, it's not a problem. Hey, you want to really hone in on that sexual side of me, but just know there are other parts of me.
Yeah.
And then for others, it's a no-go. I can't see you if you're going to only see me as a sexual object or in that way, because I don't want my size to be the thing that you're attracted to in any circumstance. It can be a real problem with dating, but it can also be something that a lot of couples just like what they like.
And maybe it improves the sex life.
Absolutely. When you're turned on by somebody, which is typically somebody who's confident, who feels secure, who knows what they're doing, who knows what they want, that can be like a huge draw.
Jamaicans, they like, you'll find the skinniest guy in the club, like in the club dancing, the skinniest guy dancing, and like, he has no issues. It's not over there. They're not, it's the reverse. They're not judging it and looking and saying, oh, she's big and this guy's this or that. Like in Jamaica, it's like,
a celebration.
It's like, well done, my guy. You can handle. Like, yo, you got, it's a whole different ball game in the Caribbean. Like, it's like, yo, you can handle. It's turned around. Like, oh, you sure she's not gonna play you? Oh, you can handle it. On my yacht, you can handle it. Like, that's how they talk. That's the Caribbean kind of outlook on it. So I've never had the American or the Western world's look on bigger women. Like, it doesn't matter. The first time I ever moved to America, I went to Vegas and I saw there's someone for everyone. You ever been to Vegas before?
There's someone for everyone.
Live for everybody.
Yo, my first trip to Vegas, I'm like, wow.
I think what's tough about the dating world is women and men, they tend to go into the dating world expecting to find their partner right away. And that's where they run into the problem of being fetishized. Versus if you go into the dating world with the intention of finding a friend and seeing what happens organically from that, then that's how you're able to find a life partner.
That's such an interesting take. Like approaching the dating world as a friend as opposed to like a true love interest or a soulmate.
That's the way I treat
That
life.
was the most difficult process for me because I still am being fetishized. And I was like, I want to be seen as this smart individual, business owner, classy woman, yada. But at the end of the day, I was going out there expressing myself of, I'm a beautiful woman, and you look at me, and I'm proud of being this Miss Curve. And if that was what I was presenting to the world, why am I getting mad that they were seeing me for what I was presenting?
Yeah. Ooh,
so once I changed the ropes and said, hey, I'm just looking to meet people and get to know people and see what's out there for me, that's whenever I met my now life partner.
Wow.
I like the way you put it,
That's
as
a
life
beautiful
partner.
journey.
Yeah, no, because life partner is how you have to look at it. You can't put expectations. You have to go out and think, you know what, where am I going to find my friend, a life partner, someone who doesn't even matter what happens. We're going to be friends forever. we have the same kind of energy. You do this, I do that. Opposites attract, or the same attract together. After that, like, you don't need anything else. The life partner, like how you said it, is the right way.
Set your standards.
But set your
don't have
standards.
any expectations.
We'll see where people meet
Because they'll
us, right?
disappoint you every time.
No.
Very true.
Oh no, we've had wonderful words of wisdom, though. I feel like obviously you got to go get the bag, find that path, go down the path. It might lead you to another path, and you'll be making some bomb-ass tequila.
Which
obviously,
Miss Non-Drinkers still drinking. Yeah. By the way,
No face,
by
no
the way,
face.
I'm trying to tell you, no face either.
And obviously, any size can find anything that they want. It starts with a lot of self-love, high standards, and low expectations. But I hope you enjoyed the conversation with us tonight here on The Nightcap. We're here every night at 11:30 on Fox 26. And of course, we're streaming on Fox Soul. Cheers to you.
Cheers to you. Cheers.
Y'all. This is smooth as ever.
Missed out on the Nightcap? Well, head on over to our YouTube page and catch up with Carolina.
You can watch full episodes anytime you want. And don't forget to share it with your friends, because we got to keep the conversation flowing.
So this one is not going to hurt as much as this one.
Watch The Nightcap at 11:30 on Fox 26 and anytime on Fox Soul.